To me, you got it like it. To me, I don't know what you do. To me, you got it like it. To me, I don't know what
Jungsu, come baby, eat your breakfast before you go late for school. He called him while serving the breakfast in his plate. He walked inside the kitchen but was acting lazy. What happened to my boy? He hopped on the chair and sighed. Mom, I don't want to go to school. Don't want? Why? You said, looking him confused. Because I get bored. School is not fun and I don't want to go there anymore. That's not something you should worry about, son. You go there to study and not for fun. Jungsu and you both turned back to see Jungkook walking inside. He sat on the chair beside Jungsu and looked at him. Eat your breakfast and get ready. He sighed and looked at you for defense. If something bothering you, then you can tell us. He sighed and started to eat his food. Forget it, I know you won't understand anyways. Jungkook shook his head and looked at you. You served him breakfast. We will surely find a way if you tell us. Then listen, I'm tired of receiving that extra special treatment from kids and teachers. They don't treat me like a normal kid and behave super careful as if they fear of something. Kids doesn't like to play or talk with me. Is that because I'm a mafia's son? You and Jungkook both looked at each other. Why would they do that? I'm sure there would be some other reason. Jungkook stopped and looked at you, hoping for some help. Oh, really? Then tell me what else it could be, he said, raising his eyebrows. There can be so many reasons. Jungsu was glaring him, making his own father nervous. Because you are a very smart and intelligent kid. You do your homework on time, even good in sports. Why would they not treat you when you are giving your best in every field? Jungkook sighed in relief. When you handle the situation so beautifully. Jungsu's face brightened up. It's not really hard to impress a kid. He looked at you. Really, mom? Do you also think that? You smiled and nodded. Yes, now quickly finish your breakfast. You have to get ready. Also, he nodded and started eating happily. You and Jungkook looked at each other where he showed you how impressive you are by his actions. You smiled shyly. I think I came at the wrong time. You all looked towards the voice. Oppa! Uncle! He got up and ran in his arms while Jin lifted him up in his arms. How are you, superhero? After seeing you, I'm super happy. Jin chuckled and ruffled his hair softly. You came and hugged your brother before pulling away. What a surprise! You said you'll be back from Japan after 3 days, Hyung. You all walked to the dining table. That deal got final sooner than expected, and I was missing my nephew and sister, so I thought to give a visit. Happy that you did, or else I thought you forget that you have a sister too after the marriage. Sorry, princess, I was into a lot of work lately. Uncle, would you like to drop me off to school today? I would do the Jungsu. Let dad and uncle have some talk. He pouted. We'll talk after sending him off to school. You sighed. Then get ready first. Come with me. You both walk in his room while Jin sat on a chair beside Jungkook. How about your deal with Black Feather Gang? They are not someone who listen when talk nicely. I need to make them taste the bitterness. Wait for a few days, and if they still show the attitude, then send our special team to attack on them. He nodded. That's the only way now. They both went silent when you and Jungsu came back after you dressed him up. Whoa, my nephew looks just as handsome as me. Jungsu giggled while you and Jungkook chuckled. There's still some time left, so Oppa, eat breakfast with us. You know that I don't eat breakfast, but that's not a good habit, uncle. You should always eat breakfast. Chin looked at him surprised. Whoa, you got all your mother's good qualities inside you. I'm happy. Jungkook shook his head. Yes, everyone says that, but they also say that I look exactly like dad. That is also true. You offered Jin a glass of orange juice before serving him breakfast. If you want, then today dad will come to pick you up, okay? Jungsu looked at his father. You sure? Jungkook looked at him. Why are you looking at me like I never come to pick you up? I did came few times. Only the day you got me admission there. After that you always promise but never come. Mom has to come instead. That's because I get into works. Jungsu shook his head. Don't worry, today he will come, and if not, then he has to fulfill your wish, whatever it would be. Hyung, you're spoiling him. No, I'm teaching you how to be a responsible father. You better not when you're still single, even after having a girlfriend from past 8 years. Jungkook, what? I'm saying the fact. That's because I want to settle down first before marriage, not like you who rushed to marry my sister and even have a son and now struggling to find balance between work and life. Okay, no need to fight. Jungsu is getting late. Oppa, will you drop him to school? No need, I'm gonna drop him. He held Jungsu and walked away. Jin winked at Jungsu while he showed him thumbs up, from which Jungkook was unaware but you noticed. What's going on between uncle and nephew? Chin smiled and looked at you. That's a secret, but first tell me how is my sister? You smiled as you both sat in the chair. I'm completely fine. How about you? Good to know. I'm also doing well and now got more happy to see everything go well in your life. In the evening, isn't he back from school yet? He did, but a friend of him invited him to his school. He looked at you. And you let him. Are you serious, Ryan? Why are you getting mad over such things? He's with Opa, so don't worry. And just because he's your child doesn't mean you would keep him inside this mansion all day. He's a kid, and in this age, he thinks that people treat him like this because you're a mafia. Let him live like a normal kid. We can keep our eyes on him, but keeping him away from everything that a kid should experience to live his childhood is not good. He sighed and sat on the couch. You sat beside him and put your hands over his shoulder. Don't worry, he knows how much his dad loves him, but I think he doesn't like to be connected to me. Don't talk anything. In fact, he's proud to be your son. You really think that? You smiled and nodded. That's the truth. He smiled and hugged you. It only became possible because of you. You are the light of my dark life. I love you so much, love. You smiled and caressed his back. You should not come in the kitchen while mommy is cooking, baby. You know I'm not good at in that. You were preparing dinner and Jungsu was following you wherever you were going. He was like this since he came back from his friend's house. But I want to ask you something. You looked at him. I'll listen everything once I finish cooking, okay? Until then, why don't you ask your uncle and dad to play with you? He pouted. They both are in dad's study room and said they are discussing something very important, so I should play with you. You sighed. You picked him up and made him sit on the dining table. Ask what you want while I do my work. He shook his head. Not like that. I need you and dad together to ask about it. You turned to look at him confused. Me and dad? He nodded. And it's very important. Well, then you have to wait for that little prince until your dad came out. He nodded. You were still trying to get a clue what's going inside your little boy's mind, but you decided to wait. After some time, Jungkook and Jin came back in the dining room. Are you helping your mom? Jungkook shook his head. They both sat on the chair and Jungkook helped you in serving the food before you all sat around the table. What do you wanna ask Jungkook? Jungkook and Jin also looked him confused. He lifted up his face and looked both of you. Do you need something, son? Yes, and that too as soon as possible because now I can't wait. I had enough. He made all of you confused with his words. Does anyone bothered you in school or anywhere? No. Then what happened, baby? Mom, do you know today when I went to my friend's house? Did something happen there? Yes, he called me to show off with his little baby sister who has recently born because in our entire friend circle only I don't have any sibling. Jin tried to control his smile while you felt a bit awkward. It's okay, son, don't pay attention to such things. No, mom, I also want a sibling. I want a little baby sister or brother. Anything would work. You should not think about these things. You're too young yourself. No, I'm not. And you told me you would fulfill my wish. Now I want a sibling and do whatever you want. I don't care. I just want a sibling and that's it. Chin was smiling internally because he was feeling nervous to do that openly. It's not that easy, baby. It's easy. My friend told me that his parents slept together and after some months he got his baby sister. You both can do that too. Don't worry, I won't disturb you. Your jaw dropped hearing such words from your 5-year-old son. You were feeling more awkward because your brother was also there, who was trying his best not to show any emotion. Okay then, if you really want a sibling, then we are ready for that. His face brightened up while you looked him shocked. Jungkook? What? Our son is asking for a sibling. We can at least do that much for him. He looked at Jungsu. I love you so much, Dad. I knew you would not disappoint me. Yes, but for that you have to stay with your uncle in his house for few days until mom and dad plan a baby. You were feeling like hiding somewhere deep where you won't see anyone. Okay, I don't have any problem. Jungkook smiled. Then we'll start working on it from tonight. You hide your face between your palms. I was wrong. You're more smarter than your mother. Now I can't wait to see my next nephew or niece. Don't worry, he or she won't disappoint you too. Will you stop now? Okay, then I'm leaving with Uncle Jin. Do you do your best? And I want a beautiful sibling. Don't worry, you will get what you want. Changsu, do you really wanna go? You were not feeling good to distance your son from yourself. Oh, mommy, it's just a matter of few days. After that, I will come back and always be with you. Why are you so advanced than your age? You said fake crying while Jungkook and Jin chucker. We should go now. You kiss Jungsu and send him goodbye. You got up and turned around only to see Jungkook looking at you. His stare sent goosebumps in your body and he has a grin plastered on his lips. What's wrong with you? Why are you smiling? He started to walk near you, making your heart beat fast. Just thinking Jin Hyung's words. He was right when he said our son is way smarter than any other kid. He knows what exactly he wants and his dad too. Your feet trapped as you dropped on the couch, but Jungkook didn't stop coming near you. Let's try to make another Jungsu in one go. You seriously have no shame. You tried to put your hands over his chest to keep some distance when he was leaning over you, but he grabbed your hand, pinning them either side of the couch. There's nothing wrong in being shameless in front of my own wife. He started to kiss all over you, making it hard for you to speak anything. He smirked when he knew you're slowly losing yourself. He backed up, making you look at him confused. You didn't like when he teases you like this. He picked you up in bridal style. Let's continue in bedroom.